Welcome back to Stoic Wisdom. They say love is loud, but in reality it's quiet, subtle, stoic. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't always scream it from the rooftops. Instead, she shows it in ways the undisciplined man often overlooks. The Stoic, however, observes. He does not react blindly. He reads between the lines of silence and presence. He listens not just with ears, but with his inner stillness. When a woman truly loves you, her consistency becomes one of the clearest signs. She shows up, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. Her presence isn't occasional or based on convenience. It becomes a steady rhythm in your life, something you can quietly rely on without needing constant reassurance. This consistency isn't about grand gestures or dramatic declarations. Rather, it's found in the small things she does repeatedly. She texts you good morning not out of obligation, but because you're the first person on her mind. She checks in during your hard days, remembers the little details you shared weeks ago, and makes time for you, even when her own schedule is full. This kind of stability is rare in a world addicted to distraction. Many people are in and out, hot and cold. But a woman who loves you deeply moves differently. Her actions align with her feelings. She doesn't ghost you, breadcrumb you, or leave you second-guessing. Instead, she's dependable, and the Stoic man recognizes this as a reflection of her inner clarity. He doesn't mistake drama for passion. He values calmness, loyalty, and regularity, because these are signs of a grounded heart, not an impulsive one. When a woman is consistent with her care, communication, and presence, she isn't doing it to impress or manipulate. She's doing it because it's who she becomes when she's emotionally invested. And the Stoic man, disciplined in his emotions, doesn't get overly excited or complacent. He observes her consistency not with arrogance, but with appreciation. He understands that real love isn't built on fleeting highs, but on a strong foundation of steady connection. And in that quiet rhythm, a deeper kind of love grows, one that speaks through action, not noise. When a woman truly loves you, she opens up emotionally in ways she wouldn't with anyone else. Vulnerability is not something most people give away easily. It's earned through trust, respect, and emotional safety. A woman who genuinely loves you begins to reveal parts of herself she usually keeps hidden. She talks about her fears, her past, her dreams, and even the things she's ashamed of. Not for attention, but because she feels safe in your presence. That safety becomes the gateway to real emotional intimacy. The Stoic man doesn't take this lightly. He understands that someone's willingness to be vulnerable is not a weakness, it's an act of courage. It means she's chosen you as her emotional anchor. And in return, he doesn't judge, fix, or interrupt. He listens, calmly, attentively, and without ego. He holds space for her feelings without making them about himself. That, in itself, builds a bond that goes far deeper than attraction or romance. When a woman opens up emotionally, she's not just telling you about herself. She's giving you the keys to her world. She's inviting you into her inner life, her unfiltered thoughts, and her unspoken struggles. The Stoic man responds not with excitement or emotional overwhelm, but with grounded presence. He doesn't exploit her softness. He protects it. He doesn't promise solutions. He offers understanding. In a world full of shallow interactions, emotional openness is rare, and when it happens, it's a sacred exchange. A woman who truly loves you isn't just present in your life. She brings her whole self into it. And the man who can remain calm, strong, and emotionally available in return becomes unforgettable in her heart. Because deep down she knows that kind of connection isn't easy to find again. When a woman genuinely loves you, she pays attention to your smallest needs, often without you even asking. It's in the way she notices when you're tired and makes you a cup of tea. It's in how she remembers the little things you mentioned in passing, like your favorite childhood snack or a stressful meeting you had coming up. Her love becomes evident in the thoughtful gestures that don't need to be grand to be powerful. She's tuned into your emotional weather, sensing when you're off, even when you try to hide it. This form of silent care reflects a deep, intuitive connection. It isn't performative or transactional. She's not doing it to impress you or to get something in return. It's an extension of her emotional investment. The Stoic man doesn't overlook these moments. He recognizes them for what they are, expressions of devotion. Rather than getting lost in pride or ego, he quietly appreciates the effort and reciprocates with strength, consistency, and calm leadership. In a society that often celebrates flashy declarations of love, it's easy to overlook the quiet acts of loyalty and concern. But those are the very foundations of a lasting bond. When a woman tends to you not because she has to, but because she wants to, it's a reflection of something deeper than attraction. It's a form of reverence. She values your well-being as if it were her own. And so the Stoic man does not take this lightly. He doesn't exploit it. He doesn't become dependent on it. He honors it by remaining grounded, present, and emotionally stable. Because he understands, this kind of attentiveness is rare. And when a woman shows love through action instead of just words, that's when you know she truly sees you, values you, and chooses you every day. When a woman genuinely loves you, she involves you in her future, not hypothetically but practically and with intention. She talks about plans not in vague terms but in ways that make space for you. Whether it's a trip she wants to take next year, a career move she's considering, or even how she envisions her life unfolding, if she includes your name in that vision, that's not just romance, it's commitment in its most subtle form. She isn't testing the waters or playing games. She's visualizing a life in which your presence is constant, your support is assumed, and your role is significant. And this doesn't mean she becomes dependent or overly attached. On the contrary, it means she respects your presence enough to see it lasting. That level of emotional foresight comes only when love runs deep. The Stoic man doesn't rush to react emotionally to such gestures. He doesn't boast or take it for granted. Instead, he observes, listens, and processes. He knows that being part of someone's future is not a right. It's a privilege that should be met with equal responsibility. He stays anchored in the present but acknowledges the weight of that inclusion. Most men overlook this sign, mistaking it for casual conversation. But a woman who doesn't love you will rarely speak of the future with you in it. She may avoid it, deflect it, or keep things vague. So when she does the opposite, when she opens that door, it means you've touched a part of her that trusts you, that feels safe with you, and that hopes to grow with you. The Stoic response is not to be swept away by fantasy, but to meet her hope with calm intention, to become the kind of man who doesn't just exist in her plans, but elevates them. When a woman genuinely loves you, her support becomes unwavering, not just in the easy times, but especially when life becomes chaotic, uncertain, or difficult. This support isn't loud, dramatic, or attention-seeking. It's quiet, constant, and powerful. She becomes your calm in the storm, not because she feels obligated, but because she deeply believes in you and wants to see you rise. You'll notice it in the way she listens to your worries without judgment, in the way she offers help without making you feel weak, and in how she stands beside you even when the world seems to turn its back. She may not have the solution to your problems, but she's present, and sometimes that presence alone becomes the solution. The Stoic man doesn't take this for granted. He understands that a woman who offers this kind of emotional resilience is rare. He doesn't lean too hard or expect her to fix him, but he acknowledges and values her role. He remains composed, not because he must appear strong, but because her quiet belief in him fortifies his inner discipline. Love isn't tested when everything is going right. It's revealed when everything is falling apart. And a woman who truly loves you will show up in those moments, not for recognition, not for reward, but simply because your pain becomes hers, and your victory, her pride. Many men miss this sign, expecting love to always be expressed through passion or words. But in reality, true affection often manifests as silent loyalty. It's her standing by you when you have nothing to offer except your effort and your integrity. To the Stoic, this loyalty is sacred. It is not to be abused or manipulated. It's to be honored with consistency, respect, and strength of character. When a woman genuinely loves you, she begins to incorporate you into her vision of the future, not in a possessive or controlling way, but with warmth, hope, and inclusion. Her language subtly shifts from I to we, and her plans start to reflect the idea that you are not just a passing moment in her life, but someone she wants to build something meaningful with. She talks about future vacations, homes, goals, and even the kind of life she imagines sharing with someone, and that someone is you. This doesn't mean she's rushing commitment or pressuring you into decisions. It means that in the quiet chambers of her heart, she's begun to see you as a constant. Your presence is no longer temporary to her. It's foundational. To the Stoic man, this kind of gesture isn't overlooked or taken lightly. He doesn't become arrogant or entitled because of it. He sees it for what it is, a sign of deep trust and emotional vulnerability. He understands that when a woman envisions a future with him, she's placing her faith in his character, in his stability, and in his ability to walk with her through the unknown. And so he does not respond with empty promises. He matches her sincerity with consistency. He meets her emotional investment with calm presence, not with grand declarations, but with small, deliberate actions that say, I'm not going anywhere. A future built on genuine love is not fantasy. It's forged in the present through daily respect, shared values, and mutual growth. A woman who includes you in her future is expressing a silent, powerful truth. You matter more than the moment. And to the Stoic man, that is both a responsibility and a quiet kind of honor. When a woman genuinely loves you, one of the most telling signs is her willingness to forgive, not just once but consistently with grace and humility. This isn't about allowing repeated disrespect or overlooking patterns of bad behavior. Rather, it's about understanding the imperfections that come with being human and choosing love over ego when mistakes are made. Forgiveness, in this context, isn't passive. It's an act of strength. It takes emotional maturity to look beyond a moment of hurt and see the full picture of the person she loves. She doesn't use your flaws as weapons during arguments, nor does she hold your past missteps against you as leverage. Instead, she allows room for growth, for repair, for becoming better together. That kind of forgiveness reflects depth, not weakness. From a Stoic perspective, a man must never take this kind of forgiveness for granted. He must not mistake her softness for submission or exploit her compassion as a license to act carelessly. Rather, he should see her grace as a mirror, a reflection of the standard he must live up to. Her patience should push him to be more thoughtful, more self-aware, and more accountable. The woman who forgives doesn't do so because she lacks options. She does it because she sees value in who you are and what you share. She understands that a real bond isn't about perfection, but about choosing each other even when things are messy. Her forgiveness is proof that she's emotionally invested, that she's not seeking a flawless man but a sincere one. And so, a Stoic man meets her forgiveness with growth. He doesn't apologize with words alone. He makes changes. He doesn't hide behind pride. He leads with humility. Because in the presence of true love, forgiveness is not a loophole, it's a lesson. And finally, she chooses you daily, not out of habit, but from conscious devotion, even when it's not easy, even when you're not at your best. The Stoic man knows that love is not an emotion, it is a decision, and the woman who loves you makes that decision with grace. So, observe. Do not chase validation. Let her actions reveal what her words might never say. And in doing so, remain rooted in who you are, because the woman who truly loves you will love the man who never strays from his path.